a new concept, as you know, and we like to learn from this a lot. And that's why this meeting is held here. And unfortunately, you are here when all our leaders, staffs, and ministers are fully engaged in AU summit. I think Addis is busy in these 3 days. That's why our ministers are among us. And I discussed with them that they will arrange a meeting. If you stay here, maybe after a day or days, after you visit, we will just arrange to discuss with the results of your visits and how should we cooperate. We strengthen our relationship to promote your objectives, basically peace, stability, and global partnership development. It's very important issues that you have. So just to start informing our department and so organizing forum, public diplomacy in general and cultural diplomacy in particular is a relatively new activity. It's a new version, a new department that we set up here at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Previously, the department was just mainly concerned about the communication matters. It was not as such related with culture. But now we are just working on this issue. Still it is very infant, but still we will learn a lot from you. Currently, we have added what we call the Culture and Promotion and Culture Exchange Directorate, which is charged with tasks of promoting a relationship between sister cities, parliamentary groups, and different institutions of all the world, in the world. As you know, culture is the best channel into reach our peoples and the most important instrument in the contemporary diplomacy. So it easily goes to the hearts of people. As Dumfried said, that it's a matter of like, it's a matter to develop trust among the people. So it's very important in our case, and it is better for reaching our community and the other people also in the world, and just to work together to stand for peace, to stand for development, to fight against poverty, and like this. So it is very important for us and for our people. And some people, professionals, call that culture is like water. For 2 reasons. One, water is important for everything on this crust. For everything. So it's a very important element that you have and you actually striving for. Is very important. Like water, it is important for human being, it's important for animal, important for plants, and for everything. And the other importance in culture, when some professionals expressed it, that water is slowly and gradually permits, like culture, slowly and just stay in the hearts of people. So culture is as such very important element, a very important issue for us. So having this in mind, currently we are working on forming and strengthening partnership development with about 160 different institutions, just to establish a relationship with our different institutions this year, So in doing this, the establishment of the Institutes of Cultural Diplomacy has attests to the increasing role of culture plays in diplomacy and international relations. I hope that you are Your visit will enhance and promote our knowledge of your esteemed institution, and the experiences also will share and resulting in good working relationship with the same mindset or institutions. Like for instance, we have our own foreign institutes. So we will exploit in that manner. As you all aware that we have recently established a Foreign Service Institute. I'm optimistic and fully hopeful that there will many areas that we will share common interests, and we will work for that to enhance our cooperation. I think for the sake of our people and the people for the people you are working for, because it is about peace, because it is about stability, because it is about reducing poverty and saving mothers and children. So it's very important in my opinion. Currently, Ethiopia is, as you know, implementing the people-based all-inclusive development strategies, which is fully aligned with cultural diplomacy. We said that cultural diplomacy easily goes to the hearts of the people, which means the felt needs of the people. So our policy also aligns with this principle, and I think our discussion also will have some inputs to promote our activities in all aspects that we are doing. Secondly, concerning the MDGs and its implementation. Yes, you are right, you raised this issue, a very important issue, because this issue is an instrumental in fostering global partnership. Very important issue. So in our case, I'm not just going to give you a detail about the Millennium and its implementations, but how Ethiopia, from the beginning, started to implement MDGs and how its policies are aligned with these MDG goals. This is a point that I'm going to say something. We have first developed and set the right policies, strategies, and programs, which are basically just involve all the communities to discuss how should we just formulate that policies, how should we implement all this, and what are the targets to achieve at the end of the day. This is the first step that we set. Second, we identified that our main threat to the national security and survival of Ethiopia and its people is the prevalence of abject poverty, which is, again, it is aligned with MDG goal, poverty reduction among the MDG 8. So our main policy issues are based on this, that all the resources, all efforts should be just to fight against poverty, to fight against poverty, to fight against backwardness, to fight against disease. This is the second issue that and also democracy and governance as part of our policies. And basically the first one, because since we want to participate all the community based on their needs and interests, so there should be democratization. There should be a free will of the people to use their labor, their time, their resources to fight against poverty. And the third, it is
well stated in our foreign policy even that the alpha and omega of Ethiopia's national security interest should be the acceleration of economic growth. So if we identify that our main threat is poverty, so we set a mechanism in our policies. The only way out of this problem is accelerated and sustained economic growth is the most important and the only way out of this problem. And also our policy, that's why it says that our policy, even the agricultural-led industrialization policy and the foreign relation policies and industry policies, health policies, and all policies are designed and aligned to fight all these evils. What we call poverty. So our government, the other issue is that our government demonstrates necessary political will. It's not policies that you said will lead you for success, but rather a commitment of leadership that leads, a better performance with the full participation of our community and our people. This is also one component of our policies, and actually this commitment, the demonstrations of these commitments is in all levels of the government, at the top, middle, and the lower part of the government will be exercised. And the fifth one is building our extension systems based on these extension systems includes health extension service, extension services for smallholding farmers, extension services for urban dwellers, for those who will be engaged in micro enterprises. We have to just deliver different extension services. It may be a financial service, it may be a training service, it may be just different supporters to just enhance their productivity. So this is also very important part in and also it is a bottom-up system. It's not just given for the community, but rather, as I said earlier, the community is discussed on the policy issues and they own the policies and they are ready to implement it. Thus, on these premises, there is extension service based on their interests. So for instance, if we have farmers, we will have different extension workers. They will give extension services, how to apply fertilizer, how to use herbicides, how to just sow their seedlings along the line, and also how to harvest in order to have more productivity. This is one example. The second issue is the health extension workers. For your information, we have more than 38,000 extension workers. Almost all are women. And they are giving a health service for their mothers and sisters. So it's basically, it is aligned with our culture. Our culture, mothers are very kind and they can easily manage resources and support the society as they did naturally. I'm sure you'll just comment on it, but it is aligned with culture, and it is important for us to reach out our mothers and sisters during delivery and at any service, to give any service to these sections of the society. So of course, in these all policy premises and the achievements, actually we achieved a very important results or achievements in all fields with its own challenges. It's not without challenge, with its own challenges. For instance, the Millennium Development Goals, we achieved almost all, we can say. We will achieve until 2015. Although there are some issues or activities that should we redouble our efforts to achieve according to the time we have. And particularly in MDG 4, we achieved 2 years earlier of the time. In poverty reduction also, we are just doing a very remarkable results. It was around 40 when we start our work, we can say, but by now it is about 28, 29. So it's really a promising and a very progressive achievements that we are just in this line. So our policies and efforts, what I wanted to mention is that all these policies and in particular efforts are not without the international partners, development partners. They do have their own role for these achievements. People and organizations from the globe like you, they do have a role in these achievements. So we appreciate our development partners for their support. But the only commitment from our government and the people is that what the resources they provide, we properly use or allocate for the target set. That's why I think, which is a very important experience that we have, it's this one. The resource allocation is one of the most important principle that countries should follow, because it is not the amount of the money, it's not the amount of support that will be given matters, but the allocation of the resource and proper management for the target sets is very important. And so in this regard, I think we do have a very nice experience. And in all other activities, my colleagues will just go through all that points. For me, I think I wish you a successful trip, 4 days trip here in Addis. We all are with you, because the nature of culture is it will tie with each other, and it will make us friends and the same family for the same objective. And I'm sure with the support of you and other people who just strive like you for peace, stability, and economic development, for the prosperous of our globe and our people, international community at large, we will just be successful in our attempts to achieve all this MDG in the upcoming 2015. I think, thank you very much.